What's up, Fredonia? You're listening to the Local Lowdown on WCVF 88.9 The Voice and WDVL 89.5 The Inferno. My name is Olivia. I'm your co-host and your field interview lead.
Hi, I'm Elena. I'm your other co-host and our lead and executive producer.
Hi, I'm Dylan. I'm your technical lead.
Awesome. Well, tonight's episode is brought to you by Fredonia Radio Systems in a group effort to promote and showcase the local scene here in Fredonia, as well as Western New York at large. Welcome to the Local Lowdown.
On this episode this week, we have Bug Day. Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
How are y'all feeling?
Thank you.
Pretty good.
Could you guys introduce yourselves and what you play in the band? We could start over here.
My name is Evan, and I play bass.
Awesome.
I'm Rowan. I do rhythm guitar, vocals, and some saxophone squawking when necessary.
I'm Rob. I play guitar and sing, scream.
My name is Simon, and I play the drums and the cymbals.
Did you laugh at that?
I did. I'm sorry.
Gosh.
Well, I'm going to read these next few questions, but I do want to shout out our promo lead, Charlie, who wrote them all this time in training for her position next year. But yes, to start off, you guys started off the band on Instagram with a 6-post, 3-panel post that had music out soon, and you did soon after release. What was that initial start, and why did you guys want to start off your image that way?
I think your sister did that, Rowan.
Is that a fact?
I think so. Are you talking about the first post on our page?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I
We didn't do that.
definitely
No?
did not know that ever happened.
No.
What?
Y'all had a
Yeah.
social media manager back then?
For
Sort of.
7 days.
Yeah.
I see.
That's funny.
Wow.
Well, all of that went into your EP that came out in the hallway. What went into that first release?
That one was interesting because we started the band kind of right in the thick of the pandemic.
Mhm.
So we actually got into the recording studio before we had ever had a gig, just because there were no gigs available. So we were kind of figuring things out on the fly. I had absolutely no idea how to sing. I don't really know now, but I for sure didn't then. So that was difficult. And we had these puny little cheapo amps and basically a jazz rhythm section of our friends from school that we were kind of coercing to play Smashing Pumpkins type music. And it came out a certain way, but got us started.
I was going to say that's really interesting that you went in and recorded right away. I feel like I hear so many stories about like they were writing and they were sitting on it for so long and they played it live for so long. Do you feel like those songs, those initial ones, really changed once you guys were finally able to start performing?
Yeah. I mean, several of them we just kind of abandoned because we wrote better ones. But the ones that were any good, I would say definitely did change. Like,
Quite a lot.
yeah,
There was a few that really stuck.
that's
Yeah.
definitely true. And we've kind of culled those. But, like, In the Hallway, that song is still around, and it's definitely sped up a fair amount. I think the form has changed some. The arrangement has changed.
Yep. What were your guys' musical inspirations early on?
Early on in the band, or
Yeah.
well, Smashing Pumpkins for sure. Foo Fighters definitely were in there. Trying to remember, I made a whole playlist. I sent you a whole playlist.
Yeah. There's some.
You were like,
yeah.
this is the vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
Sonic
were establishing-
Youth,
yep.
Dead Kennedys, just like basic
Yeah.
stuff.
You know what was on
honestly.
there? Tap the table. Oh, wait.
Hey, it's important.
Perubu
I
was
knew
on
you were
there.
gonna say that.
David Thomas from Perubu just died yesterday.
Oh, R.I.P.
71. But
Yes.
Yeah, incredible career.
Has your guys' inspirations changed from what you just mentioned to now?
Angrier.
Angrier?
I think.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
all that's still in there. It's not all angrier because we also definitely all got super into Guided by Voices, which definitely changed things a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like Rob's more of a metalhead now,
Fair.
and I've gotten more into just scary noises.
Yeah.
And Simon still likes jazz.
He does
Hey.
actually.
He's a big jazz
True,
guy.
yeah.
Big jazz guy.
Speaking of jazz, a year ago, just about, we actually had a little interview, which was actually, that was my first one that I ran all by myself. Elena hurt their knee.
I
and
destroyed my
couldn't
knee
pull
that
up.
day.
Couldn't pull up. But we had mentioned in that interview that you guys formed at Eastman and that you guys were weeding out your jazz influences originally. Why is that?
I think we just had a complicated experience at school, me and Rowan. The community was a weird vibe,
Yeah.
I guess you could say. You know, just basic things you would expect.
Yeah.
Competitive. There's a thing at jazz school where you just play a million songs, and it kind of feels like none of them mean anything. So we were trying to get away from that, you know. So it's not about playing solos and stuff. It's about writing good songs.
Yeah.
So.
I think that's maybe more true for you. That's kind of what I thought my experience was, but in hindsight, I think I was just playing the wrong music. Like I wasn't really writing and performing the music that I wanted to listen to. And I was kind of like forcing myself to listen to certain albums because I thought they were good for me. And then at some point I realized that's kind of a stupid thing to do. You should just listen to what you like and then make that. And I think kind of restructuring my thinking that way sort of inevitably led me out of jazz and into scary noises.
Yeah. Do you feel, you already mentioned the idea of solos, but do you feel like your writing changed more, and if so, how?
Since we started the band or before that?
Since starting the band, but also since this like new perspective of jazz kind of came about.
Certainly, yeah. I started writing on guitar, for one thing. I played guitar growing up, like up until beginning of high school, I think, but I gave it up for a number of years to focus on saxophone. And I picked it up again only a couple months before we started the band. Started writing on that, which definitely changed my approach. And writing less intellectually, I think, sort of more just feeling my way through, trying to hear what comes next and figure out what it is.
Make it sound good.
Yeah.
Right?
And certainly
I don't know.
That's a
cutting out
thing.
a lot of harmonic content
Yeah.
and boiling down to just kind of like riffs.
I understand that.
And also, instead of dynamics, just step on a fuzz pedal and it does it for you.
That's a fair
And it
one.
makes
My-
more
That's a fair
fun
one.
noises.
Yes.
Yes.
My whole formula is I play a thing a couple of times and then I step on my big muff and I play it a couple of more times
Right.
and then I just let Rob do something.
Right. Yeah.
How long does it take you guys to usually write a song?
I guess that sort of depends on when you consider it to be done. I usually, in terms of the framework, like the chords, melody, lyrics, that's usually pretty quick and sort of like it's sporadic. It's not very often that I have an idea, and then when I do, it just goes. So usually the groundwork is laid in like a day, probably.
Yeah.
But they definitely, I don't usually write lead guitar parts. I usually just figure whatever he comes up with will be more interesting.
Yeah, everybody has a lot of control over their own part.
Yeah, definitely.
Interesting.
Rowan writes probably 80% of this music. I write a little bit. But yeah, I think we're all just kind of part people. And that's
Yeah.
what ends up making the song what it is.
Right.
But his structure is always really easy to follow. Well, actually, no.
That's not true at all.
But it's it makes sense in a demented way sometimes. So
That's really interesting. So it's all very separate, or do you guys feel like you guys have come up with songs while like in a jam or something like that?
we would have writing sessions back in the day,
Gotcha.
but generally, yeah, we would compose things on our own and then bring it in to everybody.
Interesting.
There are times, like, I just started kind of learning the music, but there are times where I'll be like, Rowan, what did you write for this part? And you're just like, just play whatever. And, you know, I'm like, what does that mean? And so, you know, yeah, it's interesting the way that they write, you know.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Or don't write.
Or don't write, you know.
Yeah. What they do. Yeah. All right. Well, bringing it much more forward, back in October, you guys released a music video for Cockroach Kid, which had a very specific aesthetic. What was the inspiration for this aesthetic, and what were the influences for it?
Yeah, shout out the cockles.
Oh, yes, the
Thank you.
cockles.
That's
Okay.
a funny story behind that.
Yeah, well, first of all, Simon brought cockles to our attention.
True, yeah. I read,
Could you just illuminate us on that a little bit?
well, pretty much I was reading this book, and the this guy's walking down the Strand, and he sees cockle pickers, which are people that pick cockles, and
What is a
All right.
cockle?
it's like a mollusk.
Okay.
It's
Bivalve.
All right.
It's a what?
A lot of
It's a
words.
bivalve.
Cool.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. So I just
And that from there is pretty
And there
much
we go.
the video made itself.
Yeah. Was that when I saw the recording of it, I was like, that is literally like right down the street from me. It was so close to my house.
At the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what? That's like right in my backyard. That was so freaky to watch.
Well, also with Cockroach Kid, it is one of your more lyrical songs too. Was that an intention of why you wanted to make that one the music video?
I think that was more because it's kind of more melodic than some of the others. We thought it might be kind of more accessible potentially, because the lyrics don't really have anything to do with the video.
Yeah.
It's just sort of like the syllables are similar, and we decided that was enough, I guess. The lyrics are sort of like a "Fool on the Hill" by the Beatles type of storyline.
What does that mean?
You know, "Fool on the Hill."
But what is that song even about?
Well, nothing in particular, but
Exactly.
I don't know.
And there it is. You guys post quite a few Instagram reels, and some of those have like millions of views
Yes.
and hundreds of thousands of likes. These videos are pretty much either they fall in categories of self-deprecating or inviting fans to have coffee or enjoy a particular adult beverage with the band.
Yes.
Who is behind all this?
That's
And
100% Rob.
Yep.
You're the mastermind.
It's me.
What's serious and what's satire with all this?
Sorry?
What's serious and what's satire? Like, do you mean these videos where you're saying we can get a coffee with you? Or
I guess
Or is it a lie?
depends. I mean, if people are gonna,
That's who's asking.
let the fans know.
Yeah.
Let the fans
if
know.
they're gonna pull up and they're gonna show me that, I mean, I guess if they're gonna hold a gun to my head, I'll do it. I mean, I wanna make friends.
Yeah.
But nobody's
Yeah.
done it. Honestly, nobody's done it.
Really?
You
Really?
know what? Actually, the first show that we had after our very first post that did really well, there were people that pulled up, and I
That's
did
wild.
have beverages for those people. So
Okay.
technically,
Wow.
I did.
Okay.
It wasn't
fulfill.
quite in the quantities that the post implied, but
right, but it was.
that's
Yeah.
just for safety reasons.
Yeah.
yeah. One of your more viral videos reads, and let me get the quote. Help! My Tinder date invited me to his band's show, and they've just been doing this for 45 minutes. It got a comment from Eric Andre that said, all 4 years of college for me. How does it feel to have Eric Andre all up in your comment section?
Okay, my girlfriend had a heart attack. She literally has told me that, she's in love with him, and if she ever meets him, it's all bets
over.
are off, and it's okay.
Yeah.
And I said okay. So when she saw that, she had a heart attack. So I'm a massive fan.
That's
so
awesome.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I gotta ask,
Right on.
with all the stuff that you filmed and everything like that, at least I hope you're having fun filming them. Do you have like a favorite one that you remember filming or like working together to just get something goofy out?
Like a goofy post.
Yeah, something like that.
I feel like most of them, I'm always just putting a camera in their faces, so it's not really planned. But you know what?
But sometimes that's all that you need.
I
Just
like
having
that.
the camera and letting them go.
It really is. Although one that we did this I think a couple times. We stole it. We stole the format, but it's like, I'm the guitar player. I do blah blah blah. And normally those are like, they're like, oh, I'm the guitar player. Of course, I love Jimi Hendrix. And one day we were like, what if we do that, but we just make it just so bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
that was really
See if
fun
you
to
can remember a
film.
good one.
Rowan's was like, oh, I'm the sax player. Of course, I harvest my own duck cheese. or
No,
something.
I didn't. That was you. You said that. I said
you
that.
said that.
I said that
I
I
know.
have a collection of 14th
Renaissance-
century raccoon skulls.
Renaissance era raccoon skulls.
Renaissance. You're right. It was Renaissance.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Why, yes.
Obviously.
I remember you guys posted like a vlog of your tour, and you said that you got kicked out of Waffle House. What's the
Yeah.
story behind that?
Well,
We can't disclose much information. Basically, Simon, you want to tell the story?
Oh, yes.
We just left. I mean,
Oh.
we were standing there for like 30 minutes,
to say
and there
that.
was nobody there. Oh.
I mean, it is true. We just walked
didn't
into
know-
Waffle House and
No one served
no
you?
one acknowledged us. We just there were plenty of empty tables. We just stood there for so we left, and we had walked like a quarter mile of highway from where we plugged Rob's car
Oh,
In
in
right.
Ohio.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Ohio to
Yes.
get. This was Akron. Don't go to the Akron Waffle House.
Oh.
They
Hey.
won't serve
I
you.
know promos are
They
not allowed, but what about the
not.
opposite?
Yeah.
So what we did was we left and we went to Denny's, and it was a better
Hey.
And,
experience.
oh, Denny's was better than Waffle House.
They gave us food.
Yep.
We had to pay for it.
And you know
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
The corn is always very interesting there.
That's
Corn?
what you take
Corn.
away?
Yes,
think I've
it's
ever had
like
They have corn?
I
Yes.
didn't realize.
yes,
I just
and
remember
you
the
never
star,
need to order it. You never need to.
Well, you
the
did say it's
star-shaped
interesting.
chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
I like the star-shaped chicken nuggets.
Denny's Grand Slam.
You know,
Yeah.
someone was just the wizard was just talking to me about that today. The green person you saw.
Ah, yes.
Oh,
They're going
the
to
green
Denny's
individual.
tonight to get the Grand Slam.
Muscle
Yes.
Man.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Muscle Man, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Simon,
Yes.
when we were parking the car, was like, "What's the deal with the green guy?" And I was like, "What green guy?" And you're like, "You didn't see him?"
I just didn't know why he was green. But I didn't want to ask, but now I do know.
It does
Yes.
seem
You ever
potentially
watch that
Denny's.
Dealer
impolite.
show?
Oh no.
Oh, for Denny. Oh,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, for Denny's for their
For
blood.
Denny.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyways, let's talk about some of the current stuff that's happening with y'all. You guys are releasing an EP, The Six Leg Inexperience, dropping on May 2nd. Congratulations on it. You guys just released a single, Not What It's For, and I'm going to read Charlie's words because I think she described it really well. It's a melancholic song that builds its energy until we get to the classic but they frenzied sound towards the end of the track. What should people be anticipating for the rest of the release?
Oh, there's some interesting stuff forthcoming. We did a couple of covers,
Oh.
which we haven't done before. Basically, we just wanted to. It felt a little silly to put, was it like 5 songs on a CD because you're just leaving so much blank space. So we decided we were going to do a couple covers just for the CD version,
Okay.
and then we decided we liked them too much, so now they're on the streaming version as well.
That's awesome.
We did actually we did this today as well. The song "Falling" by the Chinchillas, the great bands out of Rochester, featuring Simon's dad, Bill Rebus, on the lead
Oh.
guitar,
Awesome.
another of our inspirations. And we did we brought back a little of the jazz, but it's strange jazz.
Okay.
We did an Albert Eiler tune, "Ghosts," which
Ah.
technically, because of the inclusion of that track, we can't really call it an EP anymore because the full thing is like 36 minutes long. So I guess we accidentally made our debut album. But
All right.
that one track is like 9.5 minutes of
Yeah. I
just
understand.
nonsense.
Yeah.
What is the most, when people go out to listen to this full out, what is the most optimal environment for them to be in to listen to this?
Submarine.
Submarine?
Oh.
Yeah.
That was quick. I agree.
Battleship is on the mind.
Yeah, right. Right.
Who won?
Rowan did.
Rowan.
Yeah. It wasn't particularly close.
You know,
I did
it
look at
wasn't.
the
It really
boards
wasn't.
about like halfway through, and you had like one left, and you had
It was about a bit of a
Yeah.
trouncing.
yeah.
And I actually didn't know until today that if you get a hit in Battleship, you get to go again.
Yes.
This was news to me,
Okay.
What?
and it revolutionized my game. Right?
Hey.
If you
There
get
you
hit
go.
by what?
If you on your turn, if you get a hit, you get to go again
Yes.
until you miss.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh.
Dude.
Life changing, right?
All right.
Yeah.
After this, we're gonna have to go over the rules.
Because I did not know that.
But back to the EP. What? I forgot my question.
Submarine.
Yeah, I know. Submarine on the mind.
Battleship.
The rules of Battleship on the mind.
I actually wasn't thinking about Battleship. It's just I think that'd be a good place to listen to it.
Yeah. But in terms of having covers on the EP as well, what got you to that choice? Did you guys each like choose one, or was this all a group collective? Anything like that?
I think I picked them all.
I don't know if that's true though. We just like to just jam sometimes. It's pretty rare, but it's really fun when we do. Somebody will
Yeah.
just start playing a song. Sometimes I'll hop on drums. Simon will hop on guitar. It's almost always a Guided by Voices song
Or Green Day.
or Green
Oh.
Day.
Yeah,
Wait, what's our band name? Our cover band name? Can we say that?
I'd rather not.
Okay.
We have an alter ego that we're not going to disclose at this time.
I see,
After
I
the
see.
recording.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe not even then.
My first rehearsal with them, they just like we finished rehearsing and then all of a sudden Rob just started playing "Geek Stink Breath" by Green Day, and it was just like, oh, this is happening. Oh my god!
Yeah. 35 minutes later.
35
right.
minutes later.
Yeah, I think we played like 4 or 5 songs.
What's a typical practice like for you guys? What kind of vibes?
We're pretty organized, honestly.
And loud, yes.
Wait, I can't say that. We hydrate,
Yep. Yep.
but we're pretty structured. If we'll generally either run a set if we have a gig or work on new material that we need to bang out, either for recording or if we want to put it in a set.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was the recording process like for this EP?
Amazing. Shout out Jack Britt, the Brits. We've done a bunch of stuff with him at this point. His basement is a hang. He's
It's so
amazing.
nice.
It's so easy. We just kind of do our thing. He sits there. He lets us do our thing. He doesn't say too much. Super forgiving guy. If we're messing up, we can do as many takes as we need.
How long was the recording process for you?
I think we did it in we did the bulk of it in maybe 3 or 4 sessions,
Oh,
which were like a
okay.
couple hours each. We did have to go back and redo some stuff because we decided we didn't like it.
Oh.
Mostly vocals.
Awesome.
Is this the same basement with the dog portrait on the way down?
Yeah,
I was
Ruby.
waiting for
Yeah,
which one of
Ruby.
us to announce. Yes. I love Ruby so much.
Yeah.
Sweet baby angel
Should
sunshine,
we
gorgeous
include a
rainbow.
photo?
Rubes.
Probably,
Yes,
yeah.
love.
Photo but of the painting of
might-
Ruby, not actually Ruby.
Or both.
Yes. I might
or
have a
both,
picture of
but the
Ruby at
painting
this
is
point.
just too good.
The
painting
painting
is
is
really good.
beautiful. Beautiful.
Ruby didn't enjoy our music very much.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Well, we talked enough about some of your new music. Let's start listening to it on our very special once a semester electric set. Take it away.
Spectral sight. Resides in your eyes. Sick from spite. Aloof from your life. Calls so sweetly. She calls concern. Calls so sweetly, she calls so sweetly, she calls so sweetly, she calls so sweetly. Often she trying to corrupt my agency. You leave me in the mud, I know that she no one to control with. She is only waiting for a chance to strike, and I not procure shelter. I cannot provide her with a good excuse.
start to realize I'm falling. Can't you see me? I'm falling. Can't you see me? I'm dreaming. Don't wake me up before I'm through. You might just fade away. That's something I cannot take. I'm dreaming. Can't you see me? I'm dreaming. It's not easy when it's hard to hold on with all your might. Tight. It's not easy when it's hard to hold on with all your might. Tight. Can't you see me? I'm falling. Well, I just hit the ground real hard. When I see your eyes, I start to realize I'm falling. Can't you see me? I'm falling. In love with you. In love with you. When you were here, you were mistaken for a series of self-fulfilling promises. Yeah, that was strange. Wasn't the strangest part, no. That was the way you seemed to get off on it. And I know you're feeling bad, but you don't feel the same. I was a fool. was all right then. Problem was you were sleeping out in your car, and I know you're feeling bad. But you don't feel the same way I do. You're supposed to by now. Now what it's for. Now what it's for. Now what it's for, but you can use it that way. Halfway down, there's a room those people never found. I'll be waiting there to try to pull you out. Conditions never stopped you before. Indecision stands in front of the door. No handles, just keyholes. No handles, just keyholes.
All right. Thank you guys so much for the electric set. It was so awesome. You guys are the best.
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having
Thank you.
us.
Of course. Well, going into a couple more questions that we have for you, I'm going to start with talking about some of your titles of your songs and EPs, alluding to Bug Day, whether it's vaguely scientific, like Methane Lake, Observation Tower, or it directly references bugs, such as Riddled with Worms and Cockroach Kid. And your upcoming EP is also having some of that in there. You mentioned that you pulled the song title "Oh Dry Up" from a crossword clue as well. What has your love of bugs come from, and how has that riddled its way into the song titles as well?
I mean, I wasn't actually aware of having a love of bugs. It just sort of keeps coming up.
Yeah.
The name of the band comes from a song by The Fall that we probably also should have mentioned when we were talking about influences, but there are just too many to think of everybody. Yeah, they were a huge one. Kind of like my months-long obsession with Swans now. I had about like an 8-month fixation on The Fall in like my junior year of college.
Gotcha.
And there's a song by The Fall called Bug Day, which is a really bizarre song. We covered it a couple of times, but we couldn't really pull it off.
Yeah.
The singer of The Fall, Marky Smith, you just can't imitate him, which is probably for the best.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where that came from. And then a few of the bug-related titles were deliberate. Cockroach Kid was something that a friend of ours at school suggested we use as a song title as a joke. And then a few months later, I decided it fit something.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Gavin.
Gavin?
Yeah.
Gavin Gray?
Yeah.
Shout out Gavin Gray.
Yeah, you dropped the full government
Yeah,
too.
for real. But
What?
Oh no,
no,
it's
you
fine.
just said their full name. That was just funny.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually it's like, oh, my buddy Bill.
Sorry.
No,
He has a very
I
catchy
hate
name.
Bill.
Sorry,
That was
Gavin.
fair.
He's got a double G name. Sorry,
does.
Gavin.
Yeah.
I just doxed you, I guess.
Well, he's a
Well, he's
jazz
a-
bassist. He needs some exposure.
Yeah. Hey, there we go. Do you guys do you guys have a lot of like working titles as you're working on songs, or do the song titles just come up right away?
I usually have a title, maybe always have a title by the time I bring a song in. I kind of write the titles separately from the music. I have like a running list of song titles in my phone.
And you just
And
pick
then-
for the day?
Actually, I write something and then I look for a title that fits. And sometimes it's something new that's not from the list, but often it'll be something I figured would be an interesting song title. Like
How long
a
have
year
you
and a
been
half
working
earlier.
on that list?
A few years, I would say. It wasn't really a list immediately. There were just things floating in my head, but then I realized I was forgetting all the good ones. So
Don't you
then I
have a
thought-
song in the docket called like "If Your Name Is Harrison, That's a Problem" or something like that?
That is not
Wow.
even close to what it's called.
What is it called?
It's called Everyone in the World is the Same Guy Named Gordon,
Oh yeah,
Oh.
that's different.
Shout
Okay.
out Gordon.
Shout out
Shout
to
out
everyone
Gordon.
named Gordon.
which is a conspiracy theory that I'm trying to start.
Got you. I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but one of our last episodes we interviewed Jerry Biggs, and they called you guys out.
They
They threw
did.
down the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did
wow.
they?
What did
Yes.
they do?
Yeah. They were accusing you guys of copying their name title.
Methane Truck.
Yep.
Yeah.
We wrote
Oh
that
man,
song.
Methane Lake is
definitely-
like 5 years old.
Yeah, well,
That
I
song
think-
predates the existence of the band.
I think so. Sorry,
So what's your
y'all.
guys' response?
That's our response.
We
It's
wrote
just
that song
factually
before
inaccurate.
we def-
flagpole 3:00.
That was
That's
yeah.
our response.
I'm not.
Please.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'm not trying to have you guys catch any strays, but I forgot where I was gonna go with that. Honestly,
right.
but yeah, flagpole. Okay.
Yeah.
Flagpole 3:00. Jerry Biggs.
Eric Andre's emceeing.
Yeah, that song
Controversy.
is a referring to a moon of Saturn, Titan, I think it is, that has liquid lakes on the surface, but it's so cold that they're actually made of liquid methane.
Oh.
So they're pitch black, and speculation that there could be things living in there, but they'd be unlike anything on Earth.
Well, I'm
Which-
glad we were able to set the record straight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Of course, the lyrics are about nothing at all. Absolutely. Though that's an old one. The old ones are just nonsense. I was just trying to think of phrases that sound vaguely interesting.
well, to bring it to a very different note, we are going to bring in our dearest promo lead, Charlie, for a question.
Hey guys.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey.
Did you clap?
Olivia's a fan. It's fine. All right. Sometimes you guys make cookies. And then
How did you know that?
you bring them to your show. Oh, because I've eaten one. Then you bring them to your shows and you hand them out. What's that all about? Who's doing all of the baking?
That's also Rob. Pretty much
Yeah,
always.
I'm kind of the band dad, I suppose.
Yeah, he does all the useful stuff.
Yeah. I think that was just a gimmick to get people to like stay for our set. And then
Didn't work.
It kind
They
of
just ate the
didn't
cookies and
work.
left.
And then I still kept doing it. I just like to bake. I don't know. I thought it'd be fun. And then people thought like, oh wait, are these like
Safe.
safe to eat? But that was never the point. It was just
Yeah,
to
no,
have
it's
something unique, at the merch table for
Right.
people to have. It's like, oh, this is like, bands don't normally do this. So.
Yeah.
And it's homemade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One time I did for Halloween. I did bat shape cookies. That was hard.
Was that this past Halloween?
That was I think the year before or two.
Wow, so you've been
Yeah.
doing this a while.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a minute.
We've been slacking a little bit recently.
Yep.
It's tough on tour.
It is.
That makes sense. Yeah. I remember at this past Halloween show you all did at Mohawk Place.
Yep.
One
R.I.P..
of R.I.P. for real.
It's coming back.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Really?
A tour has been announced in which they are going to Mohawk Place.
Are you sure they're not
In
just
June.
confused?
Time will tell.
But anyway, one of the people in the band I was managing at the time was like, "Yo, Bug Day has cookies," and I was like, "Huh?" And he was like, "No, go get one," and I was like, "No." And then I was
Wrong
like,
answer.
you know what? Maybe I will. And I did, and it was delicious.
What changed your mind?
I don't know. I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
The sax player changed my mind, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, after that, I could use a cookie, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like my sax playing with this band would strongly suggest that you should
You
not
don't
eat the
want
cookies.
to.
All right. Well, thank you for clearing that up, you
Yes.
guys.
It's not. That's not the case, but that's the conclusion that I would draw.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Small switch over.
Yep. Yep. Oh, yes.
He's
and there's
giggling.
laughing.
He's giggling. What's so
Yes.
funny?
Well, let's go over to our technical director and we'll see what is so funny.
Yo, I was aided in this booth just now.
I did watch the chair slowly.
No, it's like the bins in here. Like my foot full
Oh.
on hit it, and I almost just went with it.
Yep.
Could you imagine seeing you and the window just slam down? That'd be so funny.
glad
Craziest
it's what we're
producer
looking
cam
forward
we've
to.
ever had.
Yeah. The producer cam is just slow reverb of him falling over and over again.
Yeah, I don't know who's editing that one.
Yeah.
Okay, question time.
Yes.
Okay, dope. Wait.
Yeah.
Can I say that on air?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if I had to cut that. Okay, so just to circle back to what Elena asked a minute ago, I have another question about like a song title, specifically "F off Kevin."
Ah, yes.
So my question is, what's up with Kevin? What do you do? Why we beefing?
Okay.
How do
So
we put this?
let's see. Well, I mean, the short version is that Kevin was our original drummer. But the song was actually called that for about a year before he left. Not related to that at all. It's just either a joke or maybe I was a little bit actually mad at him. But
I was about to say it came into fruition, I guess.
And on t-shirts?
yes, the shirts,
Yeah.
those are definitely our top selling merch item among people who do not stay for our set. They
come
just
in-
know someone named Kevin that they really dislike and they want the shirt.
Yeah.
They eat a cookie
And
they're
you know
like,
what?
"You
Does
what?
Kevin
Checks
have it?
cash the same.
Does Kevin have the shirt?
I sent him a shirt
Oh.
for free.
Nice.
For
Fun
free?
fact, he works for Disney now. He works for the mouse.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's all you need to know about Kevin.
That is not nearly enough to know about Kevin, but it's all we can share now.
You know, it sounds like it. Yep.
Yeah. Oh. I forgot it was me.
Right?
Sorry. Okay, top 3 favorite colors, guys.
Each?
Each.
Each.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't want to go first.
I like blue.
Okay.
I like blue.
Are you a periwinkle person?
Which one is that again? Like
That's more of a purplish
Periwinkle.
blue.
I guess I could get down with some periwinkle. I like green and I like orange, I guess.
Solid choices. Not great, but solid.
Simon, what kind of color tickles your fancy?
I mean, I like all
what's
sorts
the
of
vibe
different
here?
types of colors. Indigo is cool. Puce.
Oh.
Oh man,
Yes.
Puce.
deep cut.
What would you describe puce as?
I mean, you really have to see it. It's well, people say it's a shade of purple.
Oh,
Technically
ooh,
speaking,
got it.
Can we put a picture of Puce on the screen?
That's too tangerine. I like tangerine.
Ah, yeah.
Oh.
Tangerine's a good one.
Mainly Puce.
Okay. But you said it second.
He
I
didn't
was
feel like you were
saving it,
ready.
yeah, I was saving
Oh,
it.
got you.
A good cyan is good.
Ah, I was gonna say that.
Didn't they just
Yeah.
discover a new color? And it's like some form of turquoise?
No.
I think I think I heard
look it
that.
up.
Yeah.
You know what? I saw it
No.
on TikTok.
They found a new color, but it's like turquoise?
Yeah, that's what people were comparing it to.
Oh, okay.
Aren't
But-
there infinite colors though? If you think about it.
I think so, but this was
But we
just
can't
new.
see
Like
them
they
all.
just discovered it.
And yet I still haven't heard your top 3 favorite colors.
He's stalling.
Magenta, cyan, green.
I was about to say, like every lighting board. Magenta, cyan.
So true.
Rob's also fairly colorblind, so he doesn't
Oh.
really know what he's describing. But he still likes them.
He doesn't know what he's saying.
It's a bad answer, but I'm a big gray person. Always happy with like a slate gray.
Was that you?
Yes.
I was taking a jar.
I don't know what to call it, but the color of this blue foam behind you is nice.
Like,
pretty
yeah, it's like a...
Kind of a, it's
Aquamarine.
almost, yeah. I'll say aqua.
Mm.
Rob,
Sorry.
Rob's not pleased,
No, I like it.
and I like.
Yeah, it's great.
It's good.
It's great.
I'm also a fan of like a darker orange.
Okay. All right.
Like a tangerine.
Tangerine's not really dark. It's
already said
vibrant,
that.
but it's not really dark.
I already said that.
Yeah, you can't. copy
No
answers
repeats.
here.
Yeah,
No
no
repeats in the
repeats.
band. Not
Yeah,
allowed.
we're actually
Oh, and
solely
burnt
looking
sienna.
for. Oh, okay.
Burnt sienna is the only sienna that I will accept.
Okay.
You know what? There you go. Do you guys have any upcoming shows, merch, music, or anything else you'd like to share? I hear there's something brewing in the shows sector.
There is a particular string of dates with a particular name known as the Big Wet Insect Tour coming up.
The like 5th
And who
or
came up
6th
with
name.
that? Yeah.
I think it was a collab.
I forgot who actually sent it.
Andrew?
I know Gordon was doing a lot of names that ended up
Not being
Not-
used
There
yet.
was
Being
one that
a-
I wasn't sure about.
Yeah.
I also have very few of the names of the people in that chat, so
It's just a bunch of numbers.
I did tell everyone to send in names and then no one.
yeah. I don't think I was in it right away because Rob does all the actual work. I'm really just spectating.
That's fair. I think we were trying to get everyone to join on a call and then didn't happen.
What was the one
Yeah.
with Michael? The name Michael.
Oh,
Michael's mystery tour.
We can't
Yeah.
talk about that.
that
Okay.
was Michael is a big moisture lore thing.
Oh, okay.
And that's why Michael was tried to be used so many
Yeah.
times.
I
Gotcha.
It
like
didn't
it.
happen.
I think the first time I saw them, they got on stage. They went, "I'm Michael. That's Michael. He's Michael. They're Michael."
And that's all I've been
And then they
told,
started
too.
playing, and it
Yep.
was so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't get me started on the tour poster ideas.
Yeah.
Yes.
You gotta
Or
just
the
see it.
album cover idea.
Oh,
Oh boy.
That's so
but yeah. Go check out tour.
Yes. Check out
Dates
the tour.
are posted on both pages.
What kind of
Indeed.
cookies are we looking at for this tour?
I know,
For the
I'm-
people who are attending.
Probably gonna change it up this time.
Really?
I can't disclose too
Oh.
much information, but
Got you.
definitely something summery.
And bugs.
And yeah.
And bugs.
I don't think
Yeah.
the bugs will be mixing with the cookies.
Why
Yeah,
not?
We have to be
Well,
specific.
they could.
They
I
could.
feel
Could be
that
like
should
a cricket cookie.
You know, a bit of protein,
Protein,
with your
yeah.
cookie.
Yeah.
Cricket surprise.
Yes.
They just
Exactly.
We
Cookies
tend to
be
favor the
hopping.
most unsavory of bugs, like your millipedes and your cockroaches and such.
Yes. Yes. Wriggling centipedes. You could
Yes.
say.
So I wouldn't
Silverfish.
necessarily want to. Oh, silverfish.
Yeah. Do they count?
Oh.
Is that a bug?
I thought that
believe
was
so.
just a Minecraft
don't-
thing until
Nope,
recently.
those are real,
it's
yeah.
real. It's terrifying.
They are
That's
all
real.
too real.
It's
As real as you or I. Perhaps more so.
Right. Well, I think that concludes another episode of the Local Lowdown. Thank you guys so much for coming on the show. It was a pleasure having you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for
Yeah.
having us.
Whose sock is this?
Actually, it's been there for weeks.
and we refuse to move it.
It's
we refuse
structural.
to move it.
Why would we pick up somebody else's sock?
Yeah.
Right?
I can leave a sock.
I guess if you want.
Every
As a
band
memento.
Take a sock, leave a
Yeah.
sock.
Exactly. Well, anyways, thank you all for listening to the Local Lowdown on WCVF 88.9 The Voice and WDVL 89.5 The Inferno. We will catch you next week for the last episode of the semester. Same time.
Same place.
Bye.